Today we're doing a little mobility sequence. 2 exercises, as a matter of fact, that will really help correct forward head posture. You have to lengthen before you strengthen. So you can't really always just jump into a training program without first lengthening some of the issues that are causing poor mobility or pain that someone's experiencing. So if you experience pain because of forward head posture, meaning your shoulders are rounded forward, or your head sits forward, or both, you're developing kind of a hump or a step in the back of the neck, that's why we're doing this little sequence. One of the exercises that we're doing, the chest stretch, muscle energy technique, press and relax. What we're gonna do is we're gonna activate the pec minor muscle right here. And what the pec minor muscle can do is if it's overactive, or if you're in this forward shoulder position, whether you're texting or you're driving a lot or you're sitting at a computer and typing all day, I'm exaggerating of course, but what happens if you're spending long periods of time in that position, this pec minor muscle will actually get short and it'll get tight. The body wants to meld to the positions we're in most often. So if it knows you're going to be in that position for 6 to 8 hours a day, it's really going to try and do its best to conserve energy and stay here. What happens in that case is your shoulders and your upper back muscles, instead of being tight and ready to rock and ready to explode and go, because those are your big movers, your power muscles, what happens is your pec minor gets tight, pulls that shoulder forward, and these muscles get long and loose and long and weak. So what we need to do eventually is strengthen these muscles to get that proper posture again. But at the same time, we need to loosen these muscles in order to allow those to be in a place where they can properly contract so that we can then go ahead and strengthen them. So the first exercise in this sequence and how we do it is the PNF wall stretch, PNF chest stretch. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a stance about 1 foot to 1.5 foot off the wall, really whatever's comfortable for you. If you feel a really big stretch being this far off the wall, that's absolutely fine. If you need to be a little bit closer like this, some clients are working their way towards the wall and really getting close. So that would be a progression, but for now, start about 1.5 foot off the wall. Your hand is going to be ever so slightly above your shoulder, and that's going to kind of target that pec minor muscle. If your hand's down here, you're more targeting the pec major muscle, which runs across the chest. We want to target this one that's going to pull those shoulders down and hold them in dysfunction. Your front leg or inside leg goes forward. So my left arm is on the wall, my left leg is forward ever so slightly. My right leg is back just a little bit. And I want to bend this leg just a tiny bit so that my knee is stacked right over top of my ankle. From there, I'm going to breathe in and hold my breath while gently pressing into the wall with my hand for 7 seconds. Just to activate this pec minor muscle. So I'm going to breathe in and hold. Press, 2, 3, 4, and pressing, I can feel it. Just about 20%. You don't need to press your arm through the wall. You just need to give it some pressure so you can feel this muscle activate. After 7 seconds, breathe out, release, and release the press on the wall. Okay, from there, you're going to breathe in again. You're not pressing in the wall anymore, you're just going to let this front knee come forward and you're going to pin your hand in place and just try and open the chest a little bit, almost turning a little bit as if I was turning to the right and just feeling this muscle open. Again, I'm not pressing with my hand here, I'm just allowing the muscle to stretch. And I would take 3 deep breaths here, breathe out and relax. Breathe in. Breathe out and relax. You can also look up and away, work on your neck mobility at the same time. Look down, get that levator scap, back of the neck. So you can hunt around for areas of tension that need to be released. If your hand starts to tingle a bit on the wall, sometimes you can get some tingling sensation like pins and needles in your hand. Respect that. Take your hand off the wall, switch to the other side. Do the exact same sequence. Hand slightly above shoulder. You're gonna have that inside leg forward. You're pressing for 7 seconds, holding your breath. After 7 seconds, release the press, breathe out, let that front knee come forward and just 3 deep breaths in and out, letting that hand stretch on the wall. Okay, so I would do that, followed by this. The next exercise in the sequence is called a chin tuck wall lean. So what you're doing here now with this next exercise is activating the neck extensors. So if our neck is constantly in flexion because we're typing or we're texting or we're driving, whatever it may be, we want to get into neck extension. We want to pull that, kind of make a double chin. We want to pull that neck back into alignment without opening our rib cage too much. And we want to activate those muscles that are going to hold us in good posture. So how you do that is you roll up a towel, or you take a pad such as this. You go on the wall. So you start with your heels at the wall. You're about hip width apart with your feet, and you're just going to gently walk your heels out, and you're going to point your toes to the sky. You're going to make sure that the back of your head is on that pad, hands at your sides, and gently press your hands into your sides as your toes come up. Keep the rib cage pulled down and keep the glutes engaged. Your chin is tucked, almost like you're trying to make a double chin, and you'll just feel the neck working. You want to hold this position for 1 minute. Toes are up to the sky. You're going to feel your shins burn here, working the tibialis muscles as well. You may feel it in your lower back. If you do, squeeze your glutes. It will instantly help with that, stabilizing the lower back and letting the neck do its job. So you're activating those muscles that are counteracting the ones that constantly have us in neck flexion due to everyday life activities. So once your timer goes off for a minute, what you want to do is put your hands behind you on the wall, walk your feet backwards, and then the pad will fall. You can grab the towel. But what can happen is you can get a little bit lightheaded with that exercise. The neck is the fuse box to the body. So when you're realigning the vertebrae in the neck and you're activating things that might not have been active for a while, you can get a little head rush there. So be careful coming off the wall. Once again, put your hands behind you. Slowly walk your hands back to support you, and then grab the pad if necessary, but don't worry about the pad. Worry more about just getting out of the exercise safely. So that's the sequence that I want you to try for forward head posture, kyphosis, upper cross syndrome, whatever you want to call it. I've done it with many clients. I see an instant relief in pain, but I also see instant results when it comes to their posture. Their posture is much straighter right off the bat. How I would perform this sequence is I would perform the chest wall stretch on one side, followed by the other, and then I would do the wall lean for 1 minute. Then I'd rest for 1 minute. Or I'd go right back into the stretch on the one side, stretch on the other side for round 2, wall lean 1 minute. And finally I would complete it with one more sequence of stretch, stretch, wall lean. That will really help. So whether you do that as like your cool down, whether you do that as just kind of a daily thing when you get up in the morning, it's probably one of the best things to do, or around noon, once you've allowed some water to get back in your system and you've hydrated, you should feel things start to open up again, and it's kind of safe to get into that stretching. But I like to do this sequence or have my clients perform it before bed because then you're actually relaxing. You can sleep and you can allow the stretches to actually take hold, and you'll get permanent lengthening of the tissues over time, okay? A regression from this, guys, is honestly start with the wall lean for 30 seconds. You know, start with the wall lean for 30 seconds is one regression. You could just do 1 round of this per day for the first, week. Week 2, add a second round, do 2 rounds of it. Week 3, add a third round, do 3 rounds of it, and build your way up gradually over time. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Baby steps. The key is doing it. The hard part is getting started. Just start and you'll see amazing results as long as you keep going. So tack it on with another habit. Tack it on right before bed. Tack it on right after you brush your teeth. That's kind of the best way to do it. So let us know what you think about this. Try this. If you know someone with forward head posture, kyphosis, upper cross syndrome, but they have neck pain, their head sits forward on their body. Please send them this video, give them this information and share it with them. If you need our help, hit us up in the comments below. We'd love to answer questions. If you need a professional to go through an assessment with you, we would be more than happy to do an online assessment. Please check our Google reviews. People love what we do here at the Weightlifting Lab. So once again, please like and subscribe, all that jazz. Share it with a friend. Let us know what you think of this sequence in the comments down below, and we'll see you again next time. Thanks, guys.
Please like and subscribe. If you'd like to see a particular video made, please leave it in the comments section below. I answer all comments. And thanks for supporting the Weightlifting Lab.